Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're feeling very official here today in the Durham City Hall chambers as just like a really cool youth program. But this is awesome. We're glad that we get a chance to utilize this space. So welcome if you've never been here before. Also, just welcome to this. This is our final presentation. We have been working for just about a year with this group of incredible young people on what we're going to show you today. And we're just super proud of it, super happy y'all are here. My name is Jermaine James. I have been in Durham now for almost 15 years. Which is amazing. And I do a lot of different things with the arts, with nonprofits, with youth. I also serve on the board of Prism, very happily serving on the board of Prism, and have gotten a chance to co-lead these workshop series with Heather and Chelsea, and also the mentors who you all will get a chance to meet. So I use she, her pronouns. Thank you for being here. I'm just gonna let y'all just do a quick introduction of your name and your pronouns, and then we'll officially get started. Cool.
I'm Heather Farrell, and I use she, her pronouns.
Hello, I'm Pilar. My pronouns are she, her.
My name's Noah Salcedo, and I go by he, him.
My name is Stella Watson, and I use she, her pronouns.
My name is Dayanara Mejia, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Kiana, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Abby McKinney. I use she, her.
Jamal Calloway, he, him.
Kenji, he, him.
And I'm Chelsea Davis. I use she, her pronouns.
Beautiful. So this is the group. We've been, like 9 strong for about 9 months, and it has been great. So we're just going to jump right in. So we responded to a call from the City of Durham Office on Youth to help kind of ideate this beautiful third space or this third place. And I don't know, I wasn't super familiar with the term third place before this, but in case anybody else isn't sure what a third place is a third place is a public space on neutral ground where people can gather and interact. Places outside of the home and work where people can connect with their community, a place to be. So basically just think about it as where you would want to be spending your time. That's not home or work. So we worked with these youth here to come and develop what would their wildest dreams create. So that's what we're going to show you today. So Pilar and Daya, would y'all want to talk a little bit about the place? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Okay, so our space is for young individuals to feel welcome and being able to make a change and receive opportunities. This third space that we envision is going to be like for young people that are able to express themselves and show creativities and ideas through their own and unique way.
In addition to all of that, this space is for all youth in Durham to feel supported, safe, and respected.
Thank you. And also what I didn't mention is this is the place. We're going to get a little bit more into the details of the space, but we actually did select, we worked off of 5 different sites, and as a group, and these are actual places in Durham that are vacant or for sale, and so we worked as a group to decide on this place, and you'll hear more about where it is and all of those details soon, but this is a rendering based on the youth's ideas and utilizing the footprint of the space that already exists. Okay, so who we be. Who we be, we also are really good at grammar, but who we be is, like a term, it's like a slang term that really talks about who we are at the essence of us. And we did a really great icebreaker in one of our programs where we talked about what we like to be called, where we're from, and who we be. Just tell us who you are. What's your mission statement? And so that's kind of us showing our ideas of who we be. But I'm going to let the youth talk a little bit more to you about that.
So we be the future of Durham.
We are young creatives seeking change in Durham.
Here to make a path for future you.
Awesome. So I'm going to let Heather talk a little bit more.
So my name's Heather, and I'm the director of Prism Design Lab. We are a young arts education nonprofit, and we work with young people in Durham and Chapel Hill. The profession of architecture and design lack diversity. Only a quarter of American architects are women, and only 15% are people of color. So what happens when there is not representation at the drawing table where the design and planning of our built environment occurs? Freeways like 147 are constructed through prominent black business districts and neighborhoods. And this isn't just in Durham, this happens all around the country. Furthermore, we like to ask the question, what would American music sound like without the influence of women and artists of color? This same logic applies to the design of the spaces we all inhabit every day. We believe strongly that everyone in our community will experience a more vibrant and beautiful built environment when there are more women and people of color at the drawing table. There is a movement, it's a small movement, but it's growing in the profession of architecture to diversify the profession. And so our approach is to expose young people to what architecture is, how design can impact your community. Our mission is to inspire youth to imagine the beauty they want to see in the world and provide a platform to project their vision to the broader community. So we feel like this project fulfills our mission, and it was made possible by the Office on Youth through the Durham Youth Listening Fund. So in 2019, there was the Durham Youth Listening Project where they interviewed lots of young people in Durham to ask about their needs. And one of the things that they said is that they need a place to exist, to be able to be teenagers, to be able to be loud, to not have to pay to be in a space. And so we worked with these amazing young people to envision something that we think you can't say no to. This is a theoretical project. It's a design prompt that we use to learn the process of design. But if there are any government officials, developers, property owners interested in making this a reality, we have a great basis to work from. And Pilar and Dayanara work in the Office of Youth as ambassadors, and so they're going to tell you a little bit more about that. We also have some people from the Office on Youth here who can talk more if you're interested.
Yeah, so just to give you a brief concept, if y'all don't know who the Office on Youth is, they're basically a division in the city manager's office that provides direction on youth initiatives on Durham. And they work with youth, families, and they also work with community partners to elevate youth voices and enhance services and programs for youth. They're also the ones that create new spaces and structures and projects like these for the Durham youth to be co-creators and also decision makers in our local government.
So Pilar and I are part of a program called Change by Youth, CBY. We're both ambassadors in the program. Laura in the back, she is really amazing, and she helps lead, co-lead TBY. We create events for Durham and youth, by co-leading with other youth ambassadors.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our process, and then as we go through the design of it, you'll be able to understand more as we go. We kicked off our first workshop with artist and poet C.J. Sewitt, who has a fabulous touch when he evokes and inspires young people. So he started off the first workshop by asking them, how do you want to feel when you enter this space? And this is what they said: curiosity, support and respect within the place, people that look like me, kindness, love, community. And these values are something that we kept through the design, with us through the design process. So the next activity we did is we asked the students to sketch a place where they feel joy, where they feel comfort, where they feel at peace, and then to write down the qualities and the activities that happen in this space. And from that, we were able to start articulating the types of spaces that we would put into a third place. So we've got a tech lab, a maker lab, dance studio, a lounge, art studio, study space, a learning kitchen, a community garden. And then from there, we started thinking about where could all of this take place. So we knew the kinds of spaces we wanted to be there. We did a very rough program. Program is the architectural word for what happens in these spaces, in this building. And we figured out the square footage. We figured out how much indoor spaces we need, how much outdoor square footage we need. And then we worked with Aspen Romaine from Self-Help Ventures, and she helped us identify 5 properties in Durham where this could actually work. So we had site criteria. We evaluated all 5 sites. We chose our top 3, and then we took a field trip. And originally we had a unanimous number 1, but after visiting the sites, we had another unanimous number 1. So we chose the property at 1305 West Club Boulevard. And Kiana is going to tell us a little bit about why we chose that site.
When we toured this site, we fell in love with all the space it provided, inside and out. We only toured the outside, but just based on the exterior, we could tell this place had room for our ideas. The land surrounding this building only fueled our imagination. There was so much room. Although most of it was just concrete, we could turn it into a nice outdoor space. Some ideas we came up with was an outdoor seating area, places to play sports like soccer and basketball, and more. This place instantly gave us ideas on how we can make it amazing, and we had a great time putting those ideas on paper.
All right, so let's take a look at our site plan.
So the way it looks like is, as you can see, the main entrance is here, but the parking lots are over here, and this road just leads back to the main road. This area is in like a residential area, so people are encouraged to like walk around. That's why there's not many parking spots. And there's playgrounds out here by the left, and we also plan to make murals here and here and make it really colorful. That way it attracts like people to come. We don't want to make it look like just another place. We want to make it unique for anyone who comes here, and like as soon as they see this place, it's like, wow, I want to go there immediately. So that's why we make a lot of renders that you'll see that are really colorful, that go into this idea of just kind of this vibrant environment that you can like thrive in.
And so in addition to focusing on the exterior program, pieces, we took a look at the inside too. Fortunately, we were able to have a good understanding of the building footprint. And so what came next was really figuring out what goes where. What we chose to focus on when planning out the space is what is the experience that is desired for visitors to have. So these program spaces that Kiana will share a little bit more about, we're thinking about what happens there, at what juncture in your experience to this place do you want to come into this cafe or this gallery or this lounge. I'll go ahead and let Kiana tell y'all more.
All right. So, two of these spaces that I chose were the food pantry and the career center. The reason I chose these places is because they're not only for youth, but they're also for older people in Durham or anyone who just wants to come and get help with their careers or education. The food pantry is exactly what it sounds like. It's a food pantry that allows anyone to come in and get food, and there will also be snacks that they can get, and they can go into the cafeteria seating area and just eat. We also want to use our fresh produce from the garden and use that so the people who do come get it aren't getting old stuff or stuff with like pesticides in it or something. We came up with this idea from our own personal experience with food pantries, like at Durham Tech Community College, where some of us go to school at. And we just thought it was a great idea to add that. Next was the Career Center, which we actually came up with first when thinking of teens and just the people of Durham. Education and careers are very important, and we want a place where teens can find volunteering, jobs, careers and education outside of Durham, and we thought this area would be perfect for that.
Thanks, Kiana. And so what we want to do now is take some time to focus on some of the spaces that were designed by these brilliant young minds. We'll go piece by piece to take a look at some of these spaces and look at some visuals that were created using AI, but using the thoughts, the ideas, the words, the qualities that these young folks wanted these spaces to have. And so we'll start off with the cafe and seating area. Dayanara is going to tell us a little bit more about that.
This is really exciting. So one of the main words that would pop up a lot, we wanted to have a lot of life and for it to be very lively. So that's why there's so many plants. It just creates an inviting space for all. We also, since we are very art dedicated, we wanted a lot of color and murals. So that's why you see a huge mural in the back and just color all around. Another really important aspect that we wanted to include was natural lighting. I think there's just a different vibe with natural light that's so beautiful. In addition to all of these wonderful aspects, we also wanted to include the cafe as job opportunities for youth in Durham. I think that having this space for and creating jobs, it allows youth to have these opportunities to grow and to learn before you step into the workplace where there's a lot of expectations of you. Can you go to the next slide? So this is another AI picture that we did like, again, with the murals and the colors in the back. We also took into account that youth don't want to spend money when they come here. So they want to be able to be in this space and not have to take out of their allowance, or sometimes you don't have money. So we thought about that. So we talked about having like a ticket system. In order to keep the space clean, the youth would take care of the space. So they would clean a certain or help out to clean a certain room or to organize certain jobs. And in return of that, you would get tickets or some kind of system like that where you can spend that either in the cafe or in the thrift shop, which you will see later in the presentation. This will help erase the line between service people and like customers and guests. This is a communal space for all, and that we all need to take care. We all need to take care for it. This one is really exciting because this is the cat cafe. It's another idea that we also came up with. AI didn't do a very good job. There's like a random cat blob, but we thought of having cats implemented into the cafe. We also took into account like safety regulations. It's not pictured on here, but we thought of having like tubing, like cat-friendly tubing around the cafe, so they can be able to wander around and not get in food or drinks or anything like that. And we would also be able to adopt these cats. And of course, have another space where you can meet the cat away from food and drinks.
Another space we're going to take a look at is the performance area, which also doubles as a dance studio. And this space feels very at home for a place like Durham. We wanted to provide space for both the young people and the community alike to be able to express, to be able to embody what it is that they experience, what they're thinking, what they're dreaming, and to share it with each other. And so this space really takes on the warmth, the welcoming, and the exciting nature that the Durham community itself already kind of possesses, and provides a space for us to continue to be in one another's company and share that same light. We're now going to take a look at the thrift exchange, and I'm going to hand it off to Dayanara.
This is also another thing I was really excited about. So this is kind of the thrift exchange or the thrift store. We would accept clothing donations, or there's also a really cool thrift store in Durham called Rumors, where you can go in and sell your clothes essentially to this thrift store. They pay you for your clothes, and then they, again, sell the clothes. So both are ideas that we thought about. Again, the ticket system would also be implemented here, so you don't have to spend money. We wanted to be very mindful of being inclusive of all. So the money aspect, or the selling your clothes, is to kind of incentivize having plus-size clothing and modest clothing for our hijabi friends. Yeah, this is the thrift store.
And so next we're going to take a look at the azotea. Did I say that right? Pilar, I'll hand it off to Pilar to share some more about that.
So, of course, our next base area is La Azotea, which is obviously located on the rooftop outside. And in here, it's basically going to be a place to hang out with friends and meet other new people. Youth will be able to host meetings, parties, events, reunions, any sort of event. And what we have in the azotea includes a grill, a place to cook. It also has a place to refrigerate cold stuff. And especially what I want to talk about is the art, specifically the tiles in here. So a little bit of background history. The tiles, they are a way to represent unique art across the world. So we know usually the art of tiles was originated in Egypt, but then of course it became popularized here across North America, specifically Latin America, where craftspeople from Puebla, Mexico, they decided to incorporate that type of art forms and colors that they love with the new techniques that they also had learned from Spanish settlers. And so currently wise, majority of the population of Mexico usually use these colorful tiles. And so in this way, the idea is to make sure that the azotea feels like the youth individual idea of home, their own definition of home, peace, joy, and also comfort. So with these tiles, we plan to have the youth design them and all that sorts of stuff, in which I think Daya also has more information about that.
There's a very large Latinx population in Durham, and we really want them to feel included and seen. Specifically, where I'm from is Puebla, Mexico, where my grandmother's house. So in Mexico, where I'm from, the houses are built vertically, not horizontally. So they use every bit of space that they can. So they use the rooftop of their houses to either have their plants or hang up their clothes. It's just extra space for them. So we really wanted to have a touch of Mexico and Latin America into this center. Specifically, like Pilar said, the tiles, we want to host community workshops where each community member could paint a tile, and that would be placed on the azotea. So everyone can be a part of it, not just everyone in Durham, just to have a piece in this beautiful space.
And now we're gonna focus on the lower level, which has been designed to be more of the maker creative space. We have the artist studios lounge space to just kind of exist and take a break from whatever you're creating. Techer and Maker Lab, which have the kind of equipment that's not typically accessible to do different kinds of crafting activities. We'll have the greenhouse, the tool shed, an outdoor covered area that will allow for outdoor activity and support the community garden. And then there will also be a wood shop. And so I'm going to let both Kiana and Jay tell us a little bit about their vision for the lounge space.
All right. So when I envisioned the lounge, I envisioned a place where teens can come and relax and get rid of the worries about school, work, home, all the things you're trying to get away from when you're going to a third place. And to do that, it needs to be calming, but also very freeing. So that's why I use more warm colors when thinking of it. Also using natural light because more fluorescent over the headlights can be too strong and just reminds you too much of school. So, and also to have cozy couches and just all that stuff that when you think of a nice, calm, peaceful place. Also things you don't see that I thought would be nice to add would be like a vending machine. If they want to go in there and eat, they will also have to clean up behind themselves to keep that space nice. And a TV where they could hook up a game system and play with their friends, because I know I do that with my friends, and it's very fun, especially after class when you have nothing to do. So yeah, that's what I envisioned when I thought of a lounge.
So when I thought of the lounge, I mean, it came out a little bit better than I thought it would. So I thought of like a little library, some couch seating area, a little bit of like nature with some natural light over there, and some books and stuff like that.
And last but not least, we're going to take a look at some of our art studios, and I'm going to let Stella tell us more about that.
Okay, so this is an example of one of our large art studios. We made sure to include a lot of natural lighting, and we made sure that we provide all materials for people so that they don't have to purchase materials on their own. We also are going to have small art studios for more of a private experience and medium art studios. But what we envision for a large art studio is like a group community activity and just for the community to gather together. So.
Thank you. This is a pretty legit space, right? It looks beautiful, doesn't it? And so, we knew that we needed a name, and we didn't start thinking about the name process until like the last couple of workshops. So we didn't really narrow it down, but we did come up with some really great ideas that I'm gonna bring Noah up to talk a little bit about. Is that cool? And oh, Stella talks about that and Noah talks about the mural. Thank you.
So in terms of the names, as we were thinking about names for a third space, we thought about what we hope to happen in this space. Growth and transformation were a few examples. Butterflies are a beautiful example of this. Names like Monarch, Chrysalis, and Metamorphosis encapsulate the idea that this is a place where you can be yourself, but also have room to grow. Whether it's growing your confidence in your art, performance, or actually growing something in the garden, the beautiful butterflies are used as a symbol for the infinite amount of growth and transformation that can happen in this space.
So I was inspired. This one is my idea for the mural outside. You might have saw it in the beginning of the presentation. I was inspired by Stella. Stella's name for Metamorphosis because I just like the idea of like what she explained, like this growth and transformation of like our youth, especially like in today's world where a lot of people are like, you know, are suffering and stuff. If there's like this one place that we can provide some like relief and some, not really an escape, but like at least some kind of a break from everything. And I wanted to show that through these like vibrant blue, purple, yellow colors, connecting with the blue colors of the butterfly and stuff, and that it's like huge. That way, like, that we shouldn't limit ourselves to like where we live or like the ideas that we're confined to. That we should like look to the stars and all that stuff.
Stella, did you want to say anything about your butterflies? I know you had.
Well, my ideas are really similar to Noah's ideas. My design is the other design, and I included a lot of different butterflies to kind of show the idea that we're all different, but really we're all the same. Like, just show that everyone's welcome here, and also I used a lot of color because color is very welcoming, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
So as you can see, we've done a lot. So much great work. And before we close out our presentation, we wanted to take some time to allow the young people to just share what this process meant to them. Instead, we tend to talk about, you know, when we go through processes, what we're taking with us, but I think it's appropriate to reframe it as what we're going forward, knowing, understanding, learning, feeling. And so the young people have thought of some ideas to share, some thoughts and reflections, and I'm gonna pass it off to Dayanara. She's gonna kick it off.
I am going forward knowing that architecture is creating our intangible ideas tangible, and that I will advocate for my people.
I am moving forward knowing we have the power to create an idea that would have a multiple impacts in the youth community from different neighborhoods, and that there is power for everyone for their ideas to come to reality with the support of other people, and having a team makes a project and an idea a whole lot faster.
I'm going forward knowing that I believe that money can buy happiness, but it can't buy love.
I'm moving forward knowing that we can work together to create something beautiful and that architecture is for everyone.
I'm moving forward to know that our ideas might come to life one day and that this will be a place where teens can be themselves.
I'm going forward knowing that there is power in building community.
I'm going forward knowing I can make a difference.
I'm moving forward knowing I can make a change in Durham.
Okay, everybody. That was our presentation. Yeah. Huge thank you. Yay. Oh no, don't make me cry. Okay. Thank y'all so much. So just a couple things. Again, as Heather mentioned in the beginning, this is a theoretical project as much as we would love to just see this happen. But we feel like it could happen. So if you want to know more, if you want to figure out how we can bring this to reality, please stay in touch with us. You'll see, actually, as we break, there's some food and snacks. We'd love to mingle with you all. And there's also some of the items that we worked on throughout camp. We also have some stickers and some notebooks. Feel free to take those items. It has our contact information, ways to donate, so we can keep this going, because as of right now, we don't have a funding plan for next year, but this program is too good to not continue. So we want to make sure we can see this continuing on and on and on. If not, partner through the city of Durham. I don't know, just an idea. So thank you all so much. I also just want to say, everything that you've seen come together here is all because of Heather's incredible work. And she's so amazing and incredible as an executive director and leader of Prism, and all of the creativity that you came up with to pull this program together and to guide us. Just super appreciative of that. Chelsea, so happy to have you on. Chelsea came in just too shy of the full program, and really just kind of shifted it and made it 10 times more awesome than Heather and I could just hold down. So super thankful for that. If y'all don't mind standing up, Marina and Sophia. So these are our mentors. They're actually students at NC State Architecture Program, and they have been working with us for about half of the workshops, and having their insight has been incredible, and then their ability to help us guide the students, and also they're in between, our age and the students' age, so it's they're cooler than us, which has been really awesome. Not to mention, they're also international. So Marina is from Russia and Nigeria. So also having that really amazing insight. And Purvich was also involved with this. He's not here today, but he's from India. So we had a really, really incredible crew. I also want to shout out one more thing, which is our board. I see a lot of you, and you're can you wave? Because we're cool, and we do good work. So thank you all for being here. The youth will be around if you want to pick their brains a little bit about the program or any of us. And thank you so much.